This car just came to us with a problem on the timing chain and also a problem with a bunch of lights on the dash. You had power steering not working, ABS lights were on, parking brake wasn't working, and we had engine light on. There was the whole thing on, the whole Christmas trees on the dashboard was going on. So we are going to dive into these diagnostics and find out exactly what the issue is. At the moment, the car is already fixed, so I'm talking on the future. But let's go back to the beginning and start right now. Good morning, good evening, or good afternoon, whatever time it is where you're at the moment. So you've clicked on this video because there's some thumbnail created by AI that made you curious about what this video might be about. This is purely just another diagnostic that we've done here at CarsUpkeep, and I'm going to try to show you what's the findings that we got here and what was the thought process behind trying to find out the fault. Now, as you can see, the car is kind of like half stripped already, so we did search it up, we did look it up to see what it is, and after that, through the findings, I said this will be good to show people what this issue might cause, because it was kind of like an issue that was causing multiple issues that you wouldn't believe that issue could cause other issues. This vehicle is coming to us to do a service, and it had multiple issues. One of them is this is the 2-liter Ingenium engine, so of course he had to get the timing chain done. So that's been done. We've done the timing chain kit already with VVTi gear, with the whole shebang. So that part is up and running, very nice and smooth. We also had a fault with the power steering, where the power steering was just off. So it was very hard. And the owner of this is a lady, and she really struggled to park it and to move the car around. But at the same time, we also had a fault code for the rear left ABS sensor. Now the fault codes in both of the modules would have been different. So one of them was actually saying left rear wheel speed sensor, but on the power steering it would just say HS communication. So high speed network communication, aka CAN bus. Didn't directly point at each other, but we kind of thought, let's fix one at a time and see if that other one will go. Because being a communication issue, we just thought maybe because the ABS isn't able to output the speed of the vehicle due to the missing wheel speed sensor, that might cause the vehicle to shut down the power steering because it's unable to do some measurements for how lightweight the steering wheel will be and how much force it needs to do. So being an electric power steering is very, very heavily relying on information from the high network. Let's get into it and have a look on the diagnostic machine to see what's there. We have the ignition on and we are going to come back here now. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to show you that power steering fault due to the fact that we already tested, even without finding exactly what the issue was. We were able to bypass it. There's a fault code there, so we might get to see the fault code. So if we've taken our bypass, and you will understand all of that once I'll explain to you exactly what I'm saying. On the engine control module, as you can see, we have the left wheel speed sensor. On the anti-lock braking system, rear left wheel speed sensor, so the 0037-15. On the instrument cluster control module, you also have a vehicle communication bus D, and then you have on the image processing high speed CAN communication bus, so even the image processing is struggling there. And you also have the power steering control module high speed CAN communication bus. Now at first look, like I said, we've seen this multiple times, so we would have kind of like assumed that we want to do this on steps. They could have a relation, because you see that power steering there depends on information coming from the anti-lock braking system. The same way the engine control module relies on information from that, and the instrument cluster relies on information from that. So it is very plausible that the issue will be just the one. But once again, we can't promise this to people, and we have to go, step by step. So we just inform the customer we would like to chase that rear left wheel speed sensor issue first, and then see what's left and deal with whatever is the leftovers. Fortunately enough, this vehicle, as soon as we fixed the rear left wheel speed sensor, that power steering was back up and running. So that's a plus, because the customer didn't have to spend any more money on fixing, two different issues. Was actually the same issue. So just to bear in mind that sometimes when something looks like they might not have a relation, nowadays systems are very complex, rely on each other very heavily to be able to do their jobs. What did we do here? We came over to the wheel to see the wheel speed sensor, and on this case here, we now know that the problem is not on the wheel speed sensor. So there's only two things left: the wiring all the way back to the ABS, or the ABS pump itself. We just start doing continuity checks, and we did find that one of the wires on the plug was not holding a load. So even so that it would show connection, once you actually loaded it, it wouldn't hold any load. And that's another important thing with diagnostics, is because just because your multimeter shows continuity, it doesn't mean that is actually good, that wire. That wire has to be able to take a load. So there's a couple of like strengths or a bit of rust that's still allowing that small current that the multimeter puts through to check the continuity pass through. But when you actually put, you know, a actual load on it, you try to light up a test light or anything like that, is just not enough connection to be able to do that. So we've tested that from here to the ABS module, and that didn't work. With the light it didn't work. With the multimeter it was showing continuity, but with the light it didn't. At that point, we know that the wiring is going from here straight into the boot. So I wanted to kind of like insulate the issue. So I wanted to come in here and find out where that wire was. So I did find the wire was coming straight from underneath the boot there, where you can see, coming straight up and then runs to the front of the car. We were able to check the continuity from there to the wheel, and we knew already that the continuity was cut. We know then that the problem will be from here to the wheel. So we start stripping wiring and trying to find out exactly what it was. And we figured out there was nothing wrong with the inside of the car, but we strip all the wire to be able to push it further down to be able to check it. Okay, so we're now looking at the wiring, and as you can see, we had to pull all these shields out. So that's the plug right there that connects to the ABS. So you're able to back probe it and keep checking exactly where the issue was on this wiring. So we trace it all the way, like I said, from the inside of the car, and we start tracing all the way down. We did try to use one of these, you know, short and open finders, and that's realistically, it was kind of like a mistake, to be honest with you, because the problem that we find is because there was still some continuity. It just wasn't able to take a load, and the frequency signal that this sends, if I just turn it on here, you can see, so you'll be able to have this noise and trace the problem that we had is because the wire still had continuity. You just couldn't take a load. So when I tried to put this through, I would kind of lose a little bit of the strength of the beeping of the frequency, but it will still carry on doing the noise all the way through because it will still allow some to go through. So I carry on going, and the thing carry on going, and I kept stripping and trying to find. So yeah, sometimes, you know, if you don't think it through, this might actually make your life a lot harder, because, you know, by the end of it, it's fairly quick to find. So now I'm going to show you exactly what was causing the issue. So if you just have a look in here, can you actually see that? You see here, you know what I mean? So that was still was able to pass a little bit of current. That's why the multimeter will still say there was a connection there, but there wasn't. The problem with this car was actually the broken wire. So on modern cars, you kind of have to take, you know, everything with a pinch of salt, because one single wire for an ABS sensor turned off a lot of functions on this vehicle, including image processing at the front. You had also the power steering was cut off. You had all sorts of lights on the dashboard, and you even have fault codes on the instrument cluster. You had fault codes on the engine control module. So that one single wire was kind of causing havoc on the car. It was just creating a complete mess over there. So what we're going to do now is just going to repair that wire. We're just going to put one of these heat shrinks. We're going to solder it, heat shrink it, and try to do some sort of tension prevention, which is just loop it and then put some tape over it. So even if someone pulls it, a loop will take the pull rather than the wire itself. Tape it all back up again, put it all back on the car, install everything back together, and then what I'll do is I'll show you the car up and running with the power steering moving, and we'll clear all the fault codes and get back on the road. All right, and the car is now running in the background. So we have finished with the issue. So we've rectified that wiring issue. We have the car up and running. Like I said, we've done timing chain on the same vehicle. Power steering is already working, so that's a bonus. We don't have any lights on. We had problem also. I think I didn't mention it before, but there was a problem with the parking brake. So the parking brake will come up with a fault there, because once again, it does rely on that information from that sensor. We can now release the handbrake, put the handbrake on, and there's no warning lights on the dash. So you might be going on a loophole of not finding anything else. Like if I would have started trying to fix that power steering, I would go in a massive loophole without finding exactly the rack had voltage, the rack had communication, there was everything there, just was missing the data from that wheel speed sensor. So very good point to take is that look into one specific issue, follow through, try to find exactly what's causing that single issue, that you might be able to find that is causing other issues. Now, not to say that you'll find that issue, fix that issue, and maybe there's something else there. There might be, we never know. But start one by one. This is what I believe is the best option. So, once again, this car is done, and I'm done too, so bye-bye.